ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ॐ सर्ववेदान्त सिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। By Vedanta Artha Vicharana, Jnanam Uttamam Jayate. We can get supreme knowledge. Supreme knowledge can be gained. Here, supreme knowledge means Atma Jnana, Brahma Vidya. By this, receiving this Brahma Jnana, the person can get liberation. Tena Atyantika Samsara Dukkha Nashaha Bhavati Anu. So that person will come out from all kinds of sorrows and he will attain permanent happiness. We have seen up to 45 slokas. Yes? Okay. 46. Sloka number 46. Please repeat after me. Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogan Mumukshoho. Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogan Mumukshoho. Muktir Hetun Vakti Sakshat Shrutergihi. Muktir Hetun Vakti Sakshat Shrutergihi. Yo Vayete Shveva Tistatyamushya. Yo Vayete Shveva Tistatyamushya. Moksho avidya kalpita deha bandhat. Moksho avidya kalpita deha bandhat. Shraddha bhakti dhyana yogat plus mumukshoho. In earlier sloka, Guru Mahatma, he said, by Vedanta Artha Vicharana, you can get the self-knowledge and you can get moksha. So that disciple is expecting in detail, he wants to know exactly how he can practice, he can receive that knowledge and how he can come out from all kinds of bondages and sorrows. So in this sloka, that which wonderful quotation, we cannot even call as quotation, the wonderful mantra given in Kaivalya Upanishad. Whatever said in Vedas, they are called mantras, and Vedas are called Shruti Granthas. They are called Shrutis. Shruti, Smruti, Purana, Itihasas are there, and Prakarana Granthas are there. So many stotras also are there. So here, whatever given in Vedas, they are also called Shrutis. So here, Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogat underline. This is from Kaivalya Upanishad, the mantra. Shraddha means faith, bhakti, devotion, dhyana, meditation, yogat, by yoga. We can take this yoga as separate word, or we can take this yoga word with Shraddha Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Dhyana Yoga also. Two ways it is possible to take this word, yoga. Yoga, one meaning is path, means. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, all chapters names used this word yoga. Arjuna Vishada Yogaha. So here, by Shraddha means of practice of faith, of practice of devotion, and of practice of meditation. So here yoga means practice, sadhana. Mumukshoho of those who are, means here mumukshoho means Shashti Vibhakti, of one desirous of liberation, one who wants to get liberation. Mumukshoho. Muktehe means for liberation. Hetun means cause. Hetun plural bahuvachana. Hetun means the main important factors, chief factors. Sakshat. Next one. Muktehe hetun vaktihi is there, na? Vaktihi means it is said. Where it is said? Sakshat Shrutehe Gihi. Break that word. Sakshat true word is there, na? We have to break that. Sakshat plus Shrutehe Gihi. Sakshat directly, clearly. Shrutehe Gihi. Gihi means Shabda, word. One name of Saraswati Mata is Girvani. Yes. So Gihi means here the words. Shrutehe Gihi means the words of Shruti. The word of Shruti. Which Shruti here? Kaivalya Upanishad. So it is very clearly said how person can receive this knowledge, how person can do practices, what are the possible factors. It is said Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga. By these practices, the seeker can attain liberation. Yo means yaha. Yaha va, whoever he may be, means any individual being, means any seeker. Yo va yeteshu eva tishtati. Yeteshu eva, in these alone. Yeteshu plural, in these. Eva alone. Tishtati. Tishtati means establishes, remains. Sustiraha. Amushya is mokshaha, liberation. So whoever will practice these things, the liberation for that seeker is sure. The assurance has been given here. That seeker definitely he will get liberation by bhakti, shraddha, dhyana. Shraddha, bhakti, dhyana. Avidya kalpitat. Avidya means ignorance. Avidya kalpitat means from the ignorance created. Deha bandhat. Bandha means bondage. Deha means body. Deha bandhat means bondage of the body. Why we are so much attached to this body? Why we are associated with these conditions? Because this is possible because of the ignorance. So avidya kalpita, the word we have to focus. Kalpita. Kalpita means that which is not real, but it appears as though real. It's created. That's why it has an end also. So avidya kalpitat deha bandhat mokshaha. Liberation from what? Liberation from the ignorance. that ignorance is manifesting in the form of bondage of the body. Here, bondage of the body, deha bandhat, means we have to take inner meaning also. We are identifying with our body, mind and intellect. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. Gross body, subtle body and causal body. So, Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Avaihi. The complete mantra in Kaivalya Upanishad is Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Avaihi. The disciple approached master and he requested, "Oh master, please teach me Brahma Vidya." That time, Guru Mahatma, he said, "No, it can't be taught just like that. You have to receive it. You have to learn." So that's why he said, "Avaihi." You understand. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Avaihi. You understand, you can receive the self-knowledge by practicing Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana. Shraddha means already we have seen. What is Shraddha? Shraddha ki drushi. In Tattvabodha also it is said, in Viveka Chudamani in the beginning also we have seen. Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha. Satya Buddhi Avadharana also we have seen. These are the meanings. Having 100% faith in the words of Guru and scriptures is called faith. Is called Shraddha. That Viswasa should be there. Here why Shraddha is mentioned in the beginning only. Because in spiritual path or even in this world also, any person wants to achieve anything, first he should have faith in that. When he has faith in means, when he has faith in the goal, when he has faith in himself, and when he has faith in teacher, guru, from where he is receiving that knowledge, that faith alone will lead to success. Please remember this. This is mantra in fact. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. One who is endowed with Shraddha, that person only can receive knowledge. Someone will come to us and that person will tell us, "I am undergoing this kind of issue, problem. How can I come out?" That another person, he listened everything, he heard from him and he said, "No, these are the things, if you follow these things, if you do like this, then you can easily come out from the issue, come out from the problem." That person, if he is having faith in other person's words and whatever said by him, if he will follow, then immediately he can come out from that problem. If that person in the beginning only he is having doubt, he is go on saying, is it going to work out or not? If he is having such kind of thought, that person, another person might have said correct solution to his problem, but this person cannot follow properly. Patient is there. He went to doctor. He said, "These are the things I am suffering because of these things." The doctor said, "Okay, I have tested," and he prescribed and he said, "Yes, you can use this medicine 3 days, everything will be fine." That patient, if he is having faith in the doctor, if he will take medicine prescribed by the doctor, his disease will be cured. If that patient is having doubt, "I don't know, this doctor, whatever he prescribed, it is going to work or not." And I said, "These are the symptoms," and he gave this kind of medicine. I heard the medicine name should be something else. If he is having doubt in doctor and in medicine, even though doctor he prescribed perfect medicine, but that patient cannot come out from the disease. Faith moves mountains. Please remember this. Faith moves mountains. If we have faith, Even big mountain also can be moved. It has tremendous power. So in spiritual path, that seeker of the truth, in the beginning, he doesn't know anything. One side, he left everything. He renounced the world, usually what all people are enjoying. And another side, he didn't have experience, even glimpse of Brahman, experience of that moksha sthiti. So seeker was in between from the ignorant state and realization, self-realization. So when that person is having faith, he is as though walking. If he is walking on the bridge, when he wants to cross over that, he should have faith. I have to walk on this one. Definitely I will cross over this one. I will reach another destination, another place where I want to go. So that faith is very important. Even in relationships also, if person is go on doubting other persons at home, so in home all the time person is having the doubt in his or her mind, the entire atmosphere of that house, home, will be changed. So wherever person wants to get success, when he wants to be peaceful and happy, he should have faith. One more thing, here it is not said you should have blind faith. It's not blind kind of faith. Here faith, Shraddha, is based upon Shastra and Guru Vakya. That's why Guru, earlier slokas, he said, this is not new way I am going to indicate in you. It's already tested path. So if you follow this, you will attain moksha sthiti. So Shraddha is very important. When we are listening scriptures from the masters, we should have faith. Shraddha Purvaka Sravana should be done. Shraddha Purvaka Sravana. Next, bhakti, devotion. When we have love for something, then only we can focus upon it. When we don't have love for it, our mind will be distracted. We cannot focus. We cannot concentrate. So devotion is most important. When we love for knowledge, we will get it. We will keep everything aside. I want to get knowledge. So many works will be there, but I want to get this knowledge. Because we have love for it. Love and respect, reverence. So the continuous thought flow will be there in our mind towards beloved. When we have that love for knowledge, when we have love for moksha, then we will attain. So bhakti purvaka manana should be done. Manana is possible when we have interest for it, when we have love for it, when we like it. See, in school days also or college days, when we like our teacher or lecturer, we study that subject very well. When we love that subject, we study well. When we love that teacher, whatever said by the teacher, that's very nice, very nice. And sometimes what will happen, that student will study not for the marks. He will study well and he will get good marks so that my teacher will be happy with me. So I want to get good marks. Teacher will say, you're so good. In very early days, means in school days, when we get that good, and that answer sheet, mark sheet, when we see that good and very good, it's feeling so happy. So when we have that love for it, we will focus. In the same way, here also, we should have love for self-knowledge. Otherwise, sometimes what will happen in the beginning days, that seeker will be having so much enthusiasm, and he will start that I have to study entire Viveka Chudamani. First 3 days, okay, without missing anything, following everything, each and every word. 1 week, okay, that enthusiasm is there. He sustained that interest also. Faith is there. 10 days, okay. 1 month, no, it's little bit, it's difficult to understand, I think. Slowly I will get it. In the beginning days, even that seeker wants to by heart important slokas also. But slowly, by hearting slokas, memorizing slokas, it's very difficult, just I will understand that essence of it. That is enough. And afterwards, if that is Shraddha and Bhakti is not there, slowly mind will be saying, no, same thought is repeated so many times. In so many slokas, this Bhavasagara, Bhavanava, Adavagya, all these things are coming. Anyway, few more slokas will be like this only. So after 10 or 15 slokas, I will come and join again. It will happen for sometimes. This world is so powerful. Our mind and sense organs, they are so powerful. So they will be pulling us down. So this Shraddha, Bhakti are important factors to sustain our interest and to go ahead in our path of spirituality. Then dhyana, meditation. When Shraddha Purvaka Sravana, Bhakti Purvaka Manana done, then in Manana we understood well, all doubts will be clear, then the seeker can meditate upon that self. Without listening, without doing Manana, without Shravanam and Mananam, if that person will sit for meditation and just closing his eyes, nothing will happen. Because many seekers, they cannot understand this. They will think is directly we will will meditate, and by meditation we can get self-realization. Yes, by meditation you can get self-realization, but meditating upon what? First we should know upon what we have to meditate. What is the self? How to meditate? Without knowing the subject, how we will meditate? Where we will reach? Unnecessarily we will waste our time. By just closing our eyes and sitting, our mind will be wandering here and there. Nothing will happen. So first, Shravana should be done. Manana should be done. Then Nididhyasana. Dhyana is possible. So Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yogat. By these practices, that liberation is possible for the mumukshu, for the seeker of truth. This bondage is caused because of ignorance. So when we get knowledge, ignorance will be removed, bondage also will be removed. Liberation is possible. Next sloka. Ajnana yoga paramatmanastava. Ajnana yoga paramatmanastava. Hyanatmabandhastadaiva samsrutihi. Hyanatmabandhastadaiva samsrutihi. Tayorviveko ditabodhavahnihi. Tayorviveko ditabodhavahnihi. Ajnanakaryam pradahit samulam. Ajnanakaryam pradahit samulam. Ajnana yogat. Ajnana yogat paramatmanaha. Tava. Tava means yours. Here, Guru Mahatma, teacher, he is addressing disciple as Paramatmanaha, Supreme Self. In fact, you are that Supreme Self. But because of ignorance, you have forgotten that. Wow. See how Guru Mahatma is indicating that you are not ordinary kind of little jiva, you are that Parabrahma Swarupa, Paramatman. So don't worry, be happy. Paramatmanah, the Supreme Self, Tava, yours, Ajnana Yogat. Ajnana Yogat through the contact with ignorance. See, yoga means one meaning is connection, contact also. Yuj, dhatu is there. Yuj means to unite, to join, to connect. So, yoga means here with the contact. Ajnana yoga means through the contact with. Ajnana means ignorance. Because of the ignorance, you are appearing as jiva. But in fact, you are Brahma Swarupa only. Ajnana yoga paramatmanaha tava he indeed anatma bandhaha atma self. Anatma non-self. Not self. Sorry, not self. Anatma. Bandhaha, the bondage. The bondage of the not self. Tataha. Tataha, whence? From where? Tataha. Yeva samsrutihi. Eva, alone. Samsrutihi. Samsruti means the birth and death. Another word for samsara. Samsrutihi. The birth and death. Why again and again we are taking birth and again we are dying? We are means here body. Why this jiva is going through this cycle of birth and death? Here Guru is saying, you are Brahman, you are Paramatma, Supreme Self, but because of the association with Anatma, not self, and created that bondage because of this Anatma, that's why you are undergoing sorrows. You are undergoing this birth and death. Tayoho vivekaha. Then how to come out from this? Tayoho vivekaha. Tayoho means of these two. Tayoho vivekaha. Vivekaha means discrimination. Tayoho, between these two. Vivekodita, next one is Tayoho Vivekodita Bodhavahnihi. These two means Atma and Anatma. When we discriminate, then Viveka Udita. Udita means rising, born. The blaze of knowledge rising from discrimination. Viveka, discrimination. Udita, rising. Bodha, knowledge. Vahnihi means fire. Blaze. The fire of knowledge will arise from proper discrimination between self and not self. What is Atma? What is Anatma? When we will clearly analyze and when we will come to know this is Atma, this is Anatma. Brahma Satyam. Tad Vetiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Brahma Satyam. Jagan Mitya. What is Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka? Vivekaha kaha Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. We have seen this thought. So what is Nitya Vastu? Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Okay. Tad Vetiriktam Sarvam Anityameva. So here, when that seeker will apply his Viveka Shakti, then he will discriminate between these two, Atma and Anatma. Because of that, rising that knowledge, Uttama Jnana. Here that knowledge is compared with fire, Vahni, like Agni. Then what will happen? That Agni, what it will do? Ajnana karyam pradahet samulam. Last line. Ajnana karyam. Ajnana karyam means the effects of ignorance. Avidya, kama, karma. Avidya, ignorance. Because of ignorance, desires will arise. Kama. Because of desires, we will perform action. So, avidya, kama, karma. This is also called Hrudaya Granthi. So, here Ajnana Karyam, not only Ajnanam, Ajnana Karyam api. Because of this ignorance only, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Raga, Dvesha, attachment, everything. Because of this root cause. That's why here, Samulam Pradahet, that fire of knowledge will Pradahet, will burn down what? Ajnana Karyam, Samulam. Samulam means together with the roots, means uprooted. Because, see, when we want to remove any tree or plant, that which is not useful, even in field also, in agriculture, when that farmer, he wants to remove the unnecessary kind of plants, they will uproot it. If they will do on the top of it, again it will come out. So if we want to remove completely, we have to remove its roots also. So here also, the fire of knowledge will burn down completely. Ajnana Karyam Samulam, along with the roots, everything will be burned down. Ajnana Karyam means Kama, Krodha, etc. etc. Raga, Dvesha, Ityadi. The root cause of all these things is Avidya, Ajnana, ignorance. When that Shishya, he heard all these things from Guru, now he understood. Okay, bondage is there, liberation is there, and when we discriminate between Atma and Anatma, we will get proper knowledge and we can get liberation. So he is receiving few technical words used in the Shastra. Earlier, when he approached Guru Mahatma, just he was saying, I'm suffering a lot and so much difficulty is there. This is like fire, etc. It's so much painful. Please help me to come out from this. So he used simple kinds of words, whatever he knew. But now he heard from Guru these kind of technical terms. In the next few slokas, that Shishya, he is also coined a few words connecting to these kind of similar kind of technical terms, and he is requesting Guru Mahatma. Shishya Uvacha. Shishya, the disciple, Uvacha. Uvacha means here not he is imparting knowledge to Guru, not like that. So Uvacha means one meaning is saying, telling something. Okay, Uvacha, said. Another meaning of Uvacha means asking, seeking, questioning. Uvacha means one meaning expressing. So Shishya Uvacha means here disciple is not giving knowledge. So here Shishya Uvacha means disciple is asking. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Arjuna Uvacha, Sanjaya Uvacha. Simple meaning of Uvacha is saying. What disciple is saying? Krupaya sruyatam swamin. Krupaya sruyatam swamin. Prashnoyam kriyate maya. Prashnoyam kriyate maya. Yeduttaramaham srutva. Yeduttaramaham srutva. कृतार्थस्यां भवन्मुखात् कृतार्थस्यां भवन्मुखात्. Beautiful verse. We said we have given Bhagavad Gita example, so we have chanted in the tune of Bhagavad Gita only. Shishya Uvacha, the disciple is saying. Shall we take up this sloka tomorrow? Shall we complete this? Okay. Simple only. Krupaya Sruyatam. He is requesting Guru Mahatma Krupaya with kindness. Krupaya, kindly. Shishya Uvacha means disciple. Uvacha, told. Exact word is told. That Shishya, he told. To whom? Guru. Krupaya, kindly. Sruyatam. Sruyatam means please listen. May it be listened. Guru Mahatma. Swamin. Swamin, O Master. Prasnyaha ayam kriyate. Prasnyaha means question. Ayam, this. Kriyate, made. Means I had one doubt. I had one question. Please listen. Maya means by me. Kriyate maya. Passive voice. The question which is asked by me, please listen. Yed uttaram. Yet, that which is uttaram. Uttaram means reply. Yed uttaram means whose reply, means yours reply here. Whose reply? Aham srutva. Aham means I. Here I means disciple. Aham srutva, having listened. Srutva, listening. Krutarthaha syam. Krutarthaha means fulfilled, satisfied. Krutarthaha, satisfied. Syam, shall be. I shall be satisfied. Bhavan mukhat. Mukha means mouth. Bhavan mukhat means from your mouth. Shishyaha, disciple, he told Guru Mahatma, O Master, kindly listen my question. Listen to me. Here he cannot order, na? So what he is doing? Swami, please. That's why the word is used here. Krupaya, kindly, kindly listen. So after listening this question, whatever reply I will receive from you, by listening that reply, my life will be fulfilled. I shall be satisfied. I will come out from bondages. I want to listen from your mouth. Bhavan mukhat. The disciple asked a question or he is going to ask? He is going to ask. Okay, he did not ask it. So in the next sloka, he is going to ask question. One question only in different words he put. So few questions we can say. Next sloka is very, 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 very dash important. How many star marks you want to put, you can. Very important. Because the entire Viveka Chudamani is reply to these questions which are going to be asked by the student, disciple. So tomorrow we will see it. Sloka number 49, very important sloka. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavan. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. వేదాంత అర్థ విచారణ ద్వారా ఉద్భవించేటువంటి ఉన్నతమైనటువంటి జ్ఞానం ద్వారా సకల దుఃఖముల నుండి విముక్తిని పొందవచ్చు అని చెప్పున్నారు. శిష్యుడు గురువుగారి ఇంకొంచెం వివరంగా ఏ విధంగా సాధనలు చేయాలి అన్నటువంటిది బోధించగలరు అని ప్రార్థించినప్పుడు శ్రద్ధ భక్తి ధ్యానముల ద్వారా ముముక్షు ముక్తిని పొందగలుగుతారు అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఈ శ్రద్ధ భక్తి ధ్యాన యోగాత్ అన్నటువంటిది ఎందులో చెప్పున్నారంటే శృతి వాక్యం అని చెప్పారు. ప్రమాణం అన్నమాట. ఇది మామూలుగా ఒక వ్యక్తి చెప్పింది కాదు, ప్రమాణపూర్వకమైనటువంటిది. కైవల్య ఉపనిషత్తులో గురువు గారు శిష్యుడికి జ్ఞానం బోధించమని అడిగినప్పుడు ఇది కేవలం బోధించబడేది కాదు, నువ్వు పొందవలసింది అని చెప్తూ శ్రద్ధ భక్తి ధ్యాన యోగాదవైహి అని చెప్పుకున్నారు. ఈ సాధనలని చేయడము ద్వారా సుస్థిరమైనటువంటి మోక్ష స్థితిని పొందొచ్చు అని చెప్పున్నారు. ఇంతకీ మోక్షం పొందాలి అంటున్నారు కదా, మరి బంధనం ఎలా ఏర్పడింది అంటే ఈ బంధనం అన్నటువంటిది అవిద్య కల్పితమైంది. అవిద్య చేత కల్పించబడినటువంటి దేహ బంధనం అన్నటువంటిది ఈ శ్రద్ధ భక్తి ధ్యానముల ద్వారా మోక్షం పొందడం ద్వారా తొలగిపోతుంది అని చెప్పున్నారు. దేనికైనా కూడా శ్రద్ధ అన్నటువంటిది మూలము. శ్రద్ధ లేకపోయినట్లయితే ఆ వ్యక్తి ఏమి కూడా సాధించలేరు. మనము కొన్ని ఉదాహరణలు చెప్పుకొని ఉన్నాము. డాక్టర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఆ పేషెంట్కి రోగికి డాక్టర్ గారు చెప్పేటువంటి మాటల మీద ఆయన ఇచ్చినటువంటి మందుల మీద నమ్మకం ఉండాలి. అప్పుడే వ్యాధి అన్నటువంటిది తొలగిపోతుంది. సంబంధ బాంధవ్యాల్లో కూడా నమ్మకం అన్నటువంటిది చాలా ముఖ్యమైనటువంటిది. అవతల వ్యక్తి మీద నమ్మకం లేదు అంటే అవతల వ్యక్తి ప్రతిసారి అనుమానిస్తున్నట్లయితే అందరి మధ్య ఉన్నటువంటి మంచి సంబంధ బాంధవ్యాలు తెగిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. అంతేకాదు అందరిలో అశాంతి అన్నటువంటిది కలుగుతుంది. ఒకటి ఉంది అని నమ్మకం ఉంటేనే దాన్ని సాధించే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. నమ్మకము కొండల్ని సైతము కదిలిస్తుంది, పర్వతాలని సైతము కదిలించేటువంటి శక్తి నమ్మకానికి ఉంది అని చెప్పున్నారు. గురువు గారు చెప్పే వాక్కుల యందు శాస్త్రంలో చెప్పినటువంటి వాటి యందు సంపూర్ణమైనటువంటి నమ్మకం కలిగి ఉండటమే శ్రద్ధ అని నిర్వచనం మనము చెప్పుకొని ఉన్నాము. శ్రద్ధాపూర్వకమైనటువంటి శ్రవణము చెయ్యాల్సి ఉంటుంది. వినేటప్పుడు సంశయంతో వినకూడదు, సంపూర్ణ విశ్వాసంతో వినాల్సి ఉంటుందని చెప్పున్నారు. తరువాత భక్తి. దేని పట్ల అయితే మనకి ఇష్టం ఉంటుందో దాని పట్ల ఏకాగ్రత ఉంటుంది. దాన్ని పొందడానికి చేసేటువంటి ప్రయత్నము కూడా సంపూర్ణంగా ఉంటుంది. దీన్ని కూడా ఉదాహరణలు చెప్పుకొని ఉన్నాము. స్కూల్ రోజుల్లో కానీ కళాశాలలో చదివేటప్పుడు కానీ మనకి గురువు గారు ఇష్టంగా ఉన్నట్లయితే ఆ సబ్జెక్ట్ అంటే కూడా ఇష్టంగా అనిపిస్తుంది. మరీ చిన్నగా ఉన్నప్పుడు అయితే ఆ గురువు గారు ఇచ్చేటువంటి ఒక్క వర్డ్ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్ అని రాస్తారు కదా అనేసి నాకు రావాలి అనేసి ఎంతో ప్రయత్నం చేసి కూడా విద్యార్థులు చదవడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి ఇష్టం అన్నటువంటిది ఉంటే ఏది కష్టము కాదు. ఇష్టం లేకపోతే చిన్న చిన్నది కూడా కష్టంగా అనిపిస్తుంది. వివేక చూడమని అంతా చదవాలి, అధ్యయనం చేయాలి, ఒక్కటి కూడా మిస్ అవ్వకూడదు అని మొదలు పెట్టినటువంటి వాళ్ళల్లో ఈ శ్రద్ధ భక్తి తగ్గిపోతూ వచ్చినట్లయితే మొదటి 5 రోజులు 10 రోజులు ఒక నెల రోజులు బండిని నడుస్తూ ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత ఏవో కారణాలు లోపల బయట కారణాలు వస్తూ ఉంటాయి, శ్రద్ధ తగ్గిపోతూ వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంది. కాబట్టి ఆధ్యాత్మిక సాధకులు నిరంతరము చివరికి గమ్యస్థానం చేరే వరకు, శిఖరాగ్రము చేరే వరకు కూడా ఈ శ్రద్ధా భక్తులని వదలకూడదు. సంపూర్ణ శ్రద్ధా భక్తులు కలిగి ఉండాలని చెప్పుకున్నారు. భక్తి అన్నటువంటిది ఇక్కడ మననం చేసేటప్పుడు భక్తి పూర్వక మననం చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. తరువాత ధ్యానము, శ్రవణము, మననము, నిధిధ్యాసనం. ఏ విధమైన శ్రవణం చేయకుండా ఒకేసారి ధ్యానం చేస్తాము అంటే అది పొరపాటు. దేని గురించి ధ్యానం చెయ్యాలో తెలుసుకొని ధ్యానం చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఈ సాధనల ద్వారా ముముక్షువు మోక్షాన్ని పొందుతారని చెప్పుకున్నారు. తరువాత అజ్ఞాన యోగ పరమాత్మనః తవ. గురువు గారు అంటున్నారు, నువ్వు పరమాత్మ స్వరూపానివే, కానీ అజ్ఞానముతో అనాత్మ వస్తువుతో తాదాత్మ్యత చెందటం వల్ల అజ్ఞానం కారణంగా నిన్ను నువ్వు గుర్తించలేక ఒక జీవుడిలాగా భావించడం జరుగుతోంది. నిరంతరము ఈ జనన మరణ చక్రంలో పడి కొట్టుకుపోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. తయోహో వివేక, ఏది ఆత్మ ఏది అనాత్మ అని వివేచన శక్తితో మనం విచారణ చేసి చూసినట్లయితే దాని వల్ల ఉద్భవించేటువంటి ఆ విచక్షణ వల్ల ఉద్భవించేటువంటి వివేకం వల్ల ఉద్భవించేటువంటి జ్ఞాన అగ్ని అన్నటువంటిది అజ్ఞానం యొక్క కారకాలు, అజ్ఞానం వల్ల ఉద్భవించేటువంటి కామ క్రోధాదులు అన్నీ కూడా సమూలంగా నశించడము జరుగుతుంది. వాటన్నింటినీ కూడా దహింపజేసేటువంటి శక్తి జ్ఞానాగ్నికి ఉంది అని చెప్పున్నారు. ఇవన్నీ గురువుగారి నుంచి విన్నటువంటి శిష్యుడు ఇప్పుడు తాను కూడా కొన్ని ఆధ్యాత్మికమైన సాంకేతిక పరమైన పదాలను ఉపయోగిస్తూ ఆయనకు ఉన్నటువంటి సంపూర్ణంగా జ్ఞానాన్ని పొందాలన్న భావంతో ఆయనకు ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రశ్నల్ని అడగబోతూ ఉన్నారనమాట. శిష్య ఉవాచ, ఉవాచ అంటే చెప్పటము, కొన్ని సందర్భాల్లో అడగటము అని కూడా వస్తుంది. శిష్య ఉవాచ అంటే శిష్యుడు ఈ విధంగా చెప్పాను, డిసైపుల్ టోల్డ్. కృపయా శ్రూయతాం స్వామి, గురువుగారండి దయతో నా ప్రశ్నలు విని ఆ ప్రశ్నలకి సరి అయినటువంటి సమాధానాలు తెలియపరిచినట్లయితే, మీ ముఖము ద్వారా, మీ ముఖ పద్మము ద్వారా వెలువడేటువంటి ఆ సమాధానాలను విని నా జన్మ ధన్యమవుతుంది, నా జన్మ తరిస్తుంది అని చెప్పున్నారు. కృతార్థ శృత్వా కృతార్థ, మీ నుంచి నేను విన్న తర్వాత, ప్రశ్నలకి సమాధానాలు విన్న తర్వాత ధన్యుణ్ణి అవుతాను స్వామి, దయచేసి ప్రశ్నలు విని వాటికి సమాధానాలు తెలియపరచగలరు అనేసి శిష్యుడు గురువు గారిని ప్రార్థిస్తున్నారు. 49వ శ్లోకం చాలా చాలా ముఖ్యమైనటువంటిది. ఈ వివేక చూడమని అంతా కూడా ఇప్పుడు శిష్యుడు అడగబోయేటువంటి ఆ ప్రశ్నలకి సమాధాన రూపంగా మనము చెప్పుకోవచ్చు అన్నమాట. ప్రశ్నలు ఏంటి? ఒకే ప్రశ్నే అనేక రూపాలుగా అడుగుతున్నట్లుగా అనిపిస్తుంది. ఆ ప్రశ్నలు ఏంటి, వాటికి సమాధానాలు ఏంటి అన్నటువంటిది రేపటి నుండి చెప్తాను. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.